Madonna's name in many circles is a hot wire of controversy. She's been called an icon, a provocateur, and an innovator. She's also been criticized by feminists, cultural workers, and critics. But at the beginning of her career as a recording artist, she didn't have the cultural coin she would quickly attain. Her climb to fame, which began with the single Everybody, released in October of 1982. On the backside of the disco phenomenon and the subsequent backlash in the late 70s, dance music had been relegated from the pop charts back to the clubs that had birthed it and the R&B charts. Everybody scored Madonna a singles deal with Warner Brothers' Sire Records, and label executives felt the single had potential on black radio. They released it without her photo on the cover, echoing Motown's presentation of Teena Marie. Warner's strategy worked, and the single began to pick up traction, but ultimately never charted on the Billboard R&B charts. It did, however, climb to number 3 on the dance charts in January of 1983. Most people who hear my records for the first time think I'm black. It doesn't bother me. You gotta laugh about it, really. Cause I'm a white girl singing R&B. I don't fit in any categories. I'm heavily influenced by Motown, by people like Shalimar and Michael Jackson. I've always been into rhythmic music, party music, said Madonna.
This was trend-setting stuff a decade ago.
Madonna's self-identification as an R&B artist was, for its time, dairy. White artists who identified with black music stood the risk of being blacklisted. Teena Marie, for instance, was shunned on pop radio for her alignment with black artists. I grew up listening to Motown and black soul. So I guess that comes over in my own stuff too. People look at me and figure I should be doing rock or something, but that's just not me, you know? There aren't a lot of girls around doing my type of stuff, which is new. Actually, there was Teena Marie, but she was more cutesy, said Madonna to Record Mirror. The singling out of Teena Marie as her only competition indicates just how much attention Madonna was paying to the landscape of R&B music. Marie herself responded to Madonna's comment.
Are there any female artists that sort of challenge you, that you kind of shoot at?
Well, I hate to look at it as challenging another, lady. I believe that all the ladies in the world that have talent should stand up for their talent. My baby's fine. He always keeps me.
She's been saying terrible things about me, that I was Rick James's little thing and had no talent at all. But I like her music. She has great records with great production, and I love her songs. I don't want to be the next Madonna. I've been Teena Marie since day one. Everybody was followed up by Burnin' Up, the first collaboration with producer Reggie Lucas of Tume. Madonna explained her choice saying, I needed musical direction. I needed someone who had worked with black female artists. I needed someone to push me. I looked through a list of producers and Reggie was the obvious choice, said Madonna in Black Echoes magazine. Lucas assembled an all-star cast of musicians and singers to create the album. Gwen Guthrie, Norma Jean Wright of Chic, and Brenda White. Lucas himself told Rolling Stone, I wanted to push her in a pop direction. She was a little more oriented toward the disco thing, but I thought she had appeal to the general market.
I don't think that I'm using sex to sell myself. I think that I'm a very sexual person, and that comes through in my performing. And if that's what gets people to buy my records, then that's fine. But I don't think of it consciously, well, I'm going to be sexy to get people interested in me. It's the way I am. It's the way I've always been.
Burnin' Up itself was an amalgam of soul, rock, and new wave that introduced another facet of Madonna's artistry, her sexuality. In the months that had passed between the release of Everybody and Burning Up, her look had evolved, shifting from an androgynous presentation to the tattered dancer tights and fishnet tops that would become synonymous within the year to come.
Once in a while, I get a reaction from another performer who's a feminist, a singer, and if I do get anything from them, I think they're jealous and envious of me, and my reply to them is that that's the choice that I've made. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your life, and you're not going to tell me what to do with mine. I enjoy this. This is my choice.
You're confusing me.
Released as a double-sided single, Burning Up was accompanied by Physical Attraction, a more directly R&B single that Lucas had written for the album. In their review of Madonna, Rolling Stone noted, "There are lots of blue-eyed soul belters with more generous voices and more intricate songs. Teena Marie quickly comes to mind." The differences between she and Lucas emerged throughout the album's production. Reggie, I thought, might be able to push me, having worked with Phyllis Hyman and Roberta Flack. The only problem was that he wanted to make me sound like them. I now know what I want on my next record. The production won't be so slick because Reggie and Toomey come from a different school. I want a sound that's mine, said Madonna and Black Echoes. That approach was employed before she even got to her next album. DJ Jellybean Benitez, also Madonna's boyfriend at the time, brought a song called Holiday to the table. Upon its initial release in August of 1983, once again without a photo of Madonna on the cover, the single became her first #1 hit on the dance chart and her first entry on the Billboard R&B chart. It became an international hit, becoming her first top 10 hit in 8 other countries, and in the US it rose to the number 16 spot on the Billboard's Hot 100. Her moment had arrived. When she made her first appearance on American Bandstand performing Holiday, she famously told Dick Clark her ambition was to rule the world.
What do you hope will happen not only in 1984 but for the rest of your professional life? What are your dreams? What's left?
To rule the world.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen.
I just finished an album, so I'm going to release that in the summer. And then I'm going to be doing a lot of videos to go along with all the singles. I'm going to be releasing off the album. I'll be planning a tour in the fall with the band. I think it'll be a world tour. And in addition to that, possibly a movie.
Despite the challenges with Lucas, his composition Borderline would be the one that provided Madonna her first top 10 single in the US. Off the heels of the Mary Lambert directed video, Madonna became the face of MTV, an artist who utilized a new art form of music video to build an image that some felt superseded the music itself.
How do you feel? You got a big super smash record. Is this the biggest one so far, Borderline, or what?
Well, it's getting up there. Holiday was really the biggest one for me, but I have a video to this, so that should push it a lot further than Holiday ever went.
I sort of resent the fact that a kid grows up, listening to the radio and listening to the great music, legacy of music that we have, and dreams about playing the guitar or playing the drums, and all of a sudden has to be an actor. To me, that makes absolutely no sense at all.
Yeah, but listen, when you perform on stage, you're acting. I mean, that's a performance. So if someone puts a camera on you, what's the difference? You're acting.
While some artists resented the emergence of music video, Madonna rode the new wave into superstardom.
I want my MTV.
Her album's 5th single, Lucky Star, a self-composed tune produced by Lucas and remixed by Benitez, took her to #4 on Billboard's Hot 100 after its release in August 1984, rising to such popularity that it delayed the release of her sophomore album, the Nile Rodgers produced Like a Virgin. While her success on the R&B chart was minimal, her fusion of R&B influences, pop and rock, were a part of a temporal shift in the industry's racial politics. Variety noted this shift in a 1984 feature. stating, during a check on weekly call-out response data, a major market programmer recently found that 9 out of the 10 records in a particular county in his listening area were by black artists. The sole exception was a black music-influenced dance track, Madonna's Lucky Star. The making and marketing of Madonna reveals the ways an artist's vision of themselves and the audience's perceptions can shape the ways in which their career can evolve in real time as culture, technology, and listener preferences.
Glasses. What else are you doing new in your life?
Well, I can't tell you everything, but I'm recording a new album with Nile Rodgers, and it's almost finished. That'll be out in the summer. And I'm waiting for a movie to come out that I had a
key demographic actually is.